welcome to another episode of Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. I am your host, Kymberly Smith, the Purpose Catalyst, where with me and this group, you learn how to identify your purpose, transform your pain into power, and activate your genius so that you can create multiple streams of income. So today I have one of my dear friends with me. She is like bomb, and she also likes to fight, so that makes her an awesome friend. So whenever you get into a fight, you know to call this one. So you should probably add her to your fave 5 just in case, and just let her know you found her on the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. You need help. It's like sending out the bat signal. But I have my friend Nikkita Jervey with me, and we're going to talk about her new book, her new business, and the driving factors all around why she created this new life for herself. So Kita, it's up to you now. Tell the ladies all about yourself.
Hey, I am Nikkita Jervey of Kita's Peace, and my purpose in Kita's Peace is to foster deliverance, forgiveness, and love in the people that I connect with to help them get their peace back. I wrote a book. It's called Daddy Issues, which basically discusses the issues associated with abandonment from a spiritual and natural sense. And so I just wrote that and started my company just to help people that are just like me, that deal or dealt with abandonment issues, with unforgiveness, with not loving themselves, with insecurities, all of those issues that are associated with abandonment and those issues. So, yeah.
So y'all already know that this is going to be like chock full. So if you're driving, make sure that you save this and download it because you're going to want to take notes. And number 2, she's going to give you tips. The one thing I love about her book is she doesn't just go through the steps of, what happened, what the issues are, but she gives you practical steps that you can walk through in order to become a better you. So it's not just her story. It's, listen, this is what I did to become better. Let me help you get better too.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Awesome. You took it out. So daddy issues, let's just start with the overarching theme.
Yes.
Daddy issues, right? And most of us have them or have had them or experienced them in one way or another. So let's talk a little bit about the premise of the book. Is it seriously all about you having issues with your dad, or, can it be for someone who has issues with their mom too? Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Because honestly, I wrote the book, obviously it's called Daddy Issues because my primary issues were with my biological father. However, I did have issues with my mother as well. I also had issues with my stepdad. So it wasn't just him, you know what I'm saying? And it was also, the journey and how I had, based off of those root issues, the issues that developed with other people, that weren't my parents. So it definitely can apply to anyone with any kind of issue, really, that, harbors unforgiveness in your heart. So
I like that because most people look at the symptoms.
Yeah.
What happened, or how you're acting or how you handle different issues, but we don't necessarily say, let's dive deep and let's get to the root of it. So would you say the root was the abandonment, or was it the unforgiveness that kind of crept up into everything else and started flourishing?
So I think, underneath the unforgiveness was the abandonment, really pointing out okay, this is what the stem was. Mm-hmm. But, on top of that, as you grow and you try to hide and mask yourself, there's so many layers to that thing that you have to really peel that thing back and back and back and back until you really figure out okay, what is the root of this whole situation? What was it? And once, you really get down to it, it's ultimately, rejection, abandonment, those things where it's okay, was I not enough? Those issues, those mental things that you think in your mind is okay, I was just a kid. What could I have done? You know what I'm saying? And so, peeling back all of those surface things to get to the root of it was definitely paramount in being delivered.
Now, how long did it take you? Because identification is one thing.
Okay.
Like to identify, oh my God, like I really got issues. You know, like we say that jokingly.
Yeah.
Right? You know, we're like, girl, don't pay her no mind. You know she
right. Right.
But then when it comes to a reality and we're forced to really face these things, how long did it take you to say, wait, this is a symptom, this is a symptom. Okay, let's go deeper. Oh my God, here are the issues as to why I do this as an adult, or here's why I treat so-and-so like this, because it resembles something I've been through. What did that process look like for you?
So honestly, it took a lifetime, for real, because you know, as you know, in the transition phase, as I call it, the phase between 18 and 25, where you're really, you know, finding yourself, but you're really getting lost in the world. You know, you're so busy surfacing and covering things up and wearing a mask that there's no way you're ever going to figure out the root of anything. And so it took, after that, kind of getting my mind like, okay, pinpointing, okay, yeah, why do I feel this way every time he comes around? Why, you know, am I cursing him out behind his back? You know what I'm saying? Like these thoughts and these expressions, and it's like, okay, finally getting to the point where you know, I'm brave enough to do some introspection, to be like, look at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you're doing and why? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know, rehearse in your mind, if you can, you know, the pinpoint, you know, like, okay, this is what happened and this is when, and this is kind of, it starts to make sense, and it starts to unravel your past, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of ultimately what I did. Now, ultimately, the book is literally a walkthrough of my process. You know, it wasn't like I went through all of this and then wrote the book. I was writing the book as I was going through it. And it took me 5 years, to get through all of that, and you know, all of that stuff.
Oh my God. I just want women to know that you don't wake up one day and say, oh God, I identified. Oh,
right.
I'm so insecure about this. Right. And then, hey, I'm better. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It does.
Effort to change, because you've been the former so long. Right? Like it's embedded in your personality.
Absolutely.
It's a whole deprogramming to go to the latter. Right. And say, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do this.
Right.
How has that changed your life? Not even since you wrote the book, but since you decided to make behavioral and perspective changes?
You know what? It has, you know, I feel, number one, I feel lighter. You know, like I know, like on that night when I chose to forgive, the weight was lifted. Like it was like I literally felt the weight coming off, you know. So number one, I feel lighter. Number two, I am able to put things into perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially now that I'm a parent, I'm able to see, you know, some of the choices that my parents made, and understand, be more understanding, more compassionate towards, you know, their decisions, because now it's like I get it. I can understand, okay, well, that was a miscommunication or whatever the case may be. Like, I get it. And so to be more understanding, more compromising. And then now I am more intentional about my relationships with people, like with my husband, with my kids, and now even my parents. Like, I set up specific dates to spend time with them, to cultivate a better relationship with them also. So yeah, it's overall made me a better person and allow me to really process things in a different way. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think about becoming more intentional about how you spend your time with the people that you had to forgive. And now that's not everybody. Now that's
right. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Can we be honest?
Absolutely not.
Mean everybody gets restored to the place of they get my time and they get inner parts of me. But for those people who are restored after forgiveness, I think that is, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever thought about that. One of the other things that you mentioned was about having more compassion for them also. Is that what prompted you to start Nikkitas Piece?
Overall, more compassion, I think not compassion for them. I think what prompted me to start Nikkitas Piece is the fact that, the statistics. The first chapter in my book is about statistics and how many people are out there dealing with issues, dealing with abandonment, dealing with unforgiveness. And because there are so many, and I see them every day. I see young girls making bad decisions, and I know it's because of abandonment. I know it's because of somewhere down the line they have lost a piece of themselves, and that's what prompted me to start Nikkitas Piece, to help them get that piece back. So yeah.
Okay, so tell me how you're growing, because one of the things that I hate, can I just tell you a pet peeve?
Yes.
So one of the things that I detest is for someone to write a book and that's all you did was write a book.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, after I read this,
right,
what's next?
Right.
So
right.
I love that you created this company to help women, girls, identify what's next. So let's talk about what your goals are with Nikkitas Piece. Like, so, is it outreach? Is it girls event? Like, talk about that for me.
So it is, so what I've been doing since the launch and since, releasing my book is I've been reading, I've been researching, and I've recently found a coach to help me really pinpoint how to get what's inside of me out to the world, and ultimately my goal is to coach people to kind of like I said in the first video, to walk it out with them. Like, I want to walk this thing out with people and really be there, to be their friend, to be someone that prays with them, that shares intimate situations with them. Like, I want to do that with people. And so getting to the point where it's a defined program that people can actually walk through, and at the end of it, they feel like they got their piece back. So that's what I'm working on right now.
That is so good. Do you have an age group that you're working with?
Not yet. I think that the ultimate age group that I'm leaning towards is 16 and up, because I feel like at 16, you kind of know a little bit about yourself, but then you're also, feeling you understand, you know what I'm saying? You understand what you feel. You can express it into words and move forward from there. So ultimately, that's the age range.
That is so good. I mean, that means everything. One of the biggest takeaways of being able to identify not just your purpose, but also when we talk about transforming, pain into power, it is really all about making sure that what you used to be no longer triggers you. It's not one of those things that sets you off the way that it used to.
Yeah.
If it does, then there's a little bit more transformation that needs to happen, because it's always going to be tested to make sure, am I really good? Am I really, really good?
Absolutely.
Well, I love the fact that, as we say in the community, you put your cape on and now you're ready to go and be the superhero to 16 to 21, 25-year-olds and help them prevent a lot of the bad decisions that I know I made.
Jesus.
Child.
Jesus.
Like, if I could have just had one person been other than my mother.
Right. Right.
Oh wait, I did have some friends that was like, don't do it. And I was like, whatever, I got it. So I think that is awesome. Where can we go out and find Nikkita Jervey, Nikkitas Piece? How can we get daddy issues?
So you can get daddy issues. You can get daddy issues on my website, which is KymberilySmith.com. You can get it on Amazon, iBook, ebook, all them E's. You can get it there. And I am working so hard. My next step as far as the book is concerned is to turn it into audiobook. I want to record it myself so y'all can hear my voice, my passion behind these words, guys. That's my goal, so y'all can hear me. read my book. So that's my goal, guys. I'm working on that right now. But yeah, you can go any of them places and my website. You can get my book.
Now tell them about your website again. Make sure you spell it out for them.
www.Kitaspeace, KITASPIECE.com.
I am in love. What about on social media? Where can they grab you?
On social media, it's the same thing, Kitas Peace. I am on Facebook mainly. I'm trying to learn how to use Instagram and all of them. I'm working on it, guys. Please bear with me, but I am on there right now. Follow me up there as well. I am on YouTube as well. I have all of my Effin' Friday series on YouTube also under Kitas Peace.
Wait, hold on. What is Effin' Fridays? And let the people know, because you probably grabbed them, number one. He's like, I got all my Effin' Fridays. Oh, what?
Yes, you heard it right. Every Friday is Effin' Friday. So every Friday I go, it's a short little snippet message on a F word. Yeah, and last Friday was on faithfulness, and so it's really dope. You guys can check it out I usually post it on Facebook and Instagram, I think, but it's definitely on YouTube. And it's every Friday. Every Friday, I try to do it after people get off, so around 6 or 7 o'clock.
I am in love with this brand. Ladies, check out my homie, Nikkita Jervey, Kitas Peace. Listen, we got to have her at something like a live event. She's like this live wire, and she's a ball of energy. So y'all have to get to know Kita. And her Effin' Fridays, like, they're good because I've seen them, but it's nothing compared to her personality. Like, she keeps it real low key for y'all. So I can't wait for you all to meet her, get to know her. Listen, if you have a daughter, a niece, a cousin, a classmate,
yes,
you're listening to this on iHeartRadio or iTunes, and you came across because you're ready to put your hero on, your superhero on, then make sure that you refer this to the young girls in your life. It is a necessity. So, Kita, thank you. I'm so happy that you were able to join us. And again, I am your host, Kymberly Smith, the Purpose Catalyst. You can catch me on Facebook at Purpose Catalyst or on Instagram at Purpose_Catalyst. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Can't wait till you catch the next one.